republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending our November council meeting. I don't really have any announcements, but we're going to go ahead and during our Heritage Day Festival, we did 2 donations, one to the Pickens Animal Rescue and the Pickens County Rec Department. We do have Stacy and her entire crew. So, Stacy, whoever wants to come up and get a picture up. A big old fancy chick.
This side?
This one. Oh, is that your good side?
No.
Nope. Good. I like you shot again. If I got that? Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is our third year. Yeah.
You don't appreciate it.
I do. Yeah. You guys did awesome, and they just told us that they were, they got some puppies adopted.
Cats, see people come over and adopt cats.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Puppies and kitties.
That's awesome.
4 kitties, yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, if you need any more, we have plenty here in town.
I seen them. I seen they were all around the land a while
Oh
ago.
my gosh.
More.
They won't stay off my porch. They won't stay off Brittany's porch. They get on my car.
I've got 10 at home.
Well, I failed to contact Mr. Jones at the rec department, so I talked to him today, so we will go by next week and then take the camera and then we'll get into the paper. Make sure Amanda's got your contact information and she can shoot you that stuff.
Yeah, I'll get with you at the end.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, any other announcements? Okay. All right, so before we get started, this meeting is, as of last year, it's not really a thing on the docket, but we go over our proposed budget for 2026. We do it in the month of November because we publicly have to have it listed for 30 days. We come back and vote on it on December 11th. So we'll go ahead and get started with the October meeting minutes. I think it's Do I have a motion to accept the October 2025 meeting minutes?
I make a motion that we accept the October 2025 meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Still on this. Next on the docket is the financial report for the month of October. Bear with me if I side. If you look up at the screen, these are our 5 accounts. General operating account has a day $276,000. Schoolhouse museum $86,800. Splosh $57.2. FEMA $6.89. And special projects $84,000. Right on. Okay, do I have a motion to accept the October 2025 financial report?
I make a motion to accept the October 2025 financial.
Do I have a second? All in favor? I just wanted to make sure everybody's tracking on this. We are changing bank accounts. These accounts, and I've got to tell that in working group, I apologize. So Amanda and I will be at the bank tomorrow morning with Reliant. Am I saying that right? Reticent. Good. Reticent Bank. We are going to have to keep money in our current accounts, the operating accounts, whatever money they recommend, $10,000, $15,000 until all the checks clear. But we'll get that transferred. And it should take 30 days.
At the most.
30 days. Okay. All right. Awesome. Any questions on that? Yeah. Okay. All right, next on the docket is, I'm sorry, I apologize. Summary of maintenance, Jim?
Hi, everybody. Been working on trimming brush and mowing along the edges of the streets and weed trimming along the creek, installed new soap dispensers at the pavilion bathrooms, and working on removing leaves from the park, which is ongoing right now at this time. Other than that, everything's going good. Heard Fest was fun. Thank you. Now next year I know what to do. So I made a photo album of everything, where all the signs and everything goes, so it should make it a lot easier next year. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay, moving along to old business, the survey that we had last month for the parcel.
So it's just the news on it was that the survey that we thought we could possibly use, we can't use because they didn't reference the deed, so we are gonna have to go ahead with that survey as planned to get it done.
Any issues or concerns? Okay, awesome. All right, new business. So as we look up here on the screen, we've only got our 2026 proposed budget. It's a lengthy slide deck, but I'll try to get through it as quick as possible. But as I stated before, we are obligated to provide the proposed budget for the town 30 days before voting. On December 11th at 6:30, you will have a public hearing for any comments, questions, concerns of the budget. Once that public hearing is completed, we'll start the council or the December council meeting and then go into the vote for the budget. Okay. So if you take a look at the slide deck, this is our proposed 2026 annual budget for the town of Talking Rock. Start this off with our year in review for 2025. Here's some of our accomplishments. What I did, like I did last year, I show you. Remember last year we voted on a special projects, and for this, here are some of the accomplishments for the money that was allocated for those. If you remember, we did a drainage system for the park. We removed the shed beside the schoolhouse museum. We did asphalt, new asphalt installs and repairs. We did restorations of the train cars, restrooms, both of them. We did some tree removal this year. At the schoolhouse museum, we had a tank that was exposed. We got a new tank and got it buried, so we had to pay for that. We have our new Town of Talking Rock billboard setup fee. We voted that the town would pay for the setup fee and the artwork and stuff, and then the businesses pay the monthly fee. We did a land survey on the park where we use for parking during Heritage Days and behind the town hall. We had to be ADA compliant for the front of the town hall, so we redid the front entrance. And for that, we used ARPA funding. That's why it's so low. We don't have that account. We just have to. Yeah, that's not an account. We did the directional signs around Talking Rock in the community. For our events, we did our Easter egg hunt last year. This past summer, we did our farmers market. We did our second annual Bronco Stampede. And I want to say about that Bronco Stampede, it was 3, maybe 4 times larger than the first year. So I know Schottenkirk is extremely excited. They are our biggest sponsor, so we're looking forward to making that bigger and better this year. We had our 31st annual Heritage Day Festival, another successful festival. Really, I thought everybody did a bang up job for that. Always, I mean, that is our Super Bowl for this town, and we always look forward to that. Also, we participated in the groundbreaking of the new fire station up the hill, and so hopefully that'll be done this summer. So we're looking forward to that as well. That's a review of 2025. So our outlook for 2026, we have no significant increase in non-property tax revenue. Our millage rate stays the same as it was 2025. As I was telling the town, if you guys are aware, that's going on 3 years because that's been no change since of 2024. Our town is continuing to growing, not just only in businesses, but with our population and our subdivisions. So that is going to continue to grow. The fire station will be in operation. The county has financed that. They're responsible for it. They're actually going to have a full-time individual there. That's plus across the board for our town and the surrounding areas. So super excited for that. And then our biggest project that we're going to work on this year is finally renovating the schoolhouse museum. Our goals with our 2026 budget, as the mayor, my core functions and concerns are developing a progressive, responsible, and responsive budget. I need to be responsible to service expectations of this community. We need to make sure we address any unmet needs and respond rapidly for things that we can't expect in a moment. So it's our responsibility, if there's any concerns from our citizens, to ensure that we're meeting everyone's needs so we can live the right community. For a balanced budget, it's my responsibility to maintain an adequate undesignated fund balances, rebuild stable funding for capital improvements. We do that with our special projects, anything else that arises. Project revenue and expenses to prevent supplemental needs, meaning that I've got to do the best I can to manage the money that we have to ensure that we pay all our bills and that we're running this town efficiently. Okay. One of the great things, I'm always bragging on Amanda as our city manager. She's only been here a year now, a little over a year, and she has really leaned forward, learning everything she can, because if you guys are fully aware, she had never done this before. And she's took it upon herself to do all the training. And from that training, she's learned a lot of great things. And I wanted to highlight that for the year 2025 because it affects revenue and monies that are managed and that comes into the town. So here's some of the things that she was able to find and help us improve. We have the insurance premium tax. With her findings and research, she was able to allocate $10,000 for the town. It's based on our population. This is the taxes that are collected, and we had started the process in 2023. For some reason, we didn't complete it, but she finished that process, and we did get paid for the year 2025. So great job. ETC tax. This is the for ETC tax. We as a municipality should not be paying taxes as a town. And Amanda researched that, worked with ETC, and they were gracious enough to reimburse us for the past 3 years, which was a $2,000 net profit for us, or reimbursement, I should say. Insurance for the town of Talking Rock. So again, one of the things I asked Amanda when she first came on board was really look at everything that we do. Is there anywhere that we can clean up across the board to be more efficient in the way that we spend our money? She had researched and realized that we were paying insurance for a private insurance company, and their rates are at a level for a private commodity or a private community. So she was able to research and find a company that deals with directly governed municipalities. And that new company that we're having with insurance is the GIRMA. And that change is going to save us $4,000 a year. The Georgia Power street lights. So Amanda was reviewing what we pay monthly in our Georgia Power. It was determined that we were previously paying for streetlights that we never had. She met with representatives from Georgia Power and identified exactly how many streetlights we had. They adjusted our bill, gave us reimbursement of a total of $1,000, and then ultimately lowered our monthly payment.
Great job.
Finance fees or franchise fees, is that right? Yeah, franchise fees. So we were receiving franchise fees from Georgia Power, but not from ETC or Alcoa. Again, Amanda researched and found out that we could get reimbursement for that. So a couple months ago, the council approved the financial fee agreements, and we'll now be getting reimbursement for all three of them. At this point, as of Tuesday, they haven't determined how much that we're going to receive back, but we believe it's going to be in the tens of thousands of dollars. So, fantastic job on what Amanda's done. I really appreciate it. She has really did her due diligence in managing our portfolio and really making sure that we're doing the right thing when it comes to our expenditures and managing our budget. Okay. Oh, and then I'm sorry, the last one I forgot. Interest on our bank accounts. We changed our bank accounts, or we changed all our accounts from a company that was not giving us interest, and so now we're going with the new company starting first of the year. And this saving or the money that we could project, if we would have did it a year ago, we would have made approximately $14,000 on our last year's budget. So that's fantastic. We're not getting that $14K, but hopefully this time next year I can tell you that we get that money. So now we have bank accounts that we're actually going to draw interest off our accounts. So that's more efficiency, and that's going to be better. So I'm super excited to see how 2026 goes, and hopefully it just keeps growing. Any questions? Okay, our goals for 2026. Again, working with our special projects again. I talked in the working group that we'll have committees that we're going to create. The council will be in charge of those to look at the things that need to be improved. As I've stated last year, my concerns are our pedestrian crosswalks that we desperately need, and we will get. Our sidewalks, our street lights, to make it aesthetically and safe as possible. We leased the train cars out, and they are repaired. 3 years ago, we painted the caboose, so we need to look at that. We also we've got some safety issues with the pavilion that has been pointed out to us, so we're going to look at installing, I lost it.
Rain gutter.
Thank you, rain gutters, because Tony developed a ramp for being ADA compliant. They get slippery. We don't want someone to get injured. So that's a must. So that'll be one of the first things we get squared away. We want to look at our park and improvements. We've had some great recommendations from our citizens. So we're going to have someone from the council chair that and see what we can do for improving what we currently have, things that we can improve for all ages, and then safety as well. With our new insurance company that we got, they gave us some recommendations on what we should do to improve safety there. So we'll look at that, improving that. Restoration of the schoolhouse museum, we just got another estimate this week, so we'll be looking at that. Continue working with the state and Georgia Power and everyone else with sidewalks and street lights. I don't want to take off the town of Talking Rock sign. I desperately want to get that, but that's several other parties involved, so we need to come together on that and see how we get that started. We want to increase the activities for the community. So as I've always said, for the community, if there's anything that you'd like to see, that you'd like to have happen, please let us know, because we'll do anything that promotes prosperity and just the growth of our town. Tourism is the largest thing for this town with our businesses, and I love showing off our town. So we need to make sure that we're improving everything we can to continue with that. And then have an adequate, updated event schedule. There was a good point that was brought up in the working group where we're going to have that on our social media and our webpage, not only to include the town events, but the businesses events as well. Because it's important that helps with tourism, getting people down here shopping in our businesses. That gets us more tax dollars, and it gets more everybody down here. That's my biggest thing. Everybody hanging out and talking about it. Moving on to our departments, no change from last year. We've got our administration department, which is myself and the council. We have our town clerk, our maintenance contract, our cleaning services. That cleaning services is for the town hall itself. And then we have legal services. No changes from last year. Operating budget last 3 years. Last year, our operating budget that was approved, it was $173.8, so $174,000. We'll move into the different sections. The first one is our town hall operations, and it's town hall, but it's several things. But that's how we do it. We code it. These are the things that Amanda works on a daily basis. If you look at this in the left-hand column, it identifies what it is. The 2025 operating budget and my proposed operating budget for 2026, which I did not change that, so I apologize. Somebody was supposed to review the slides. But, first one on the docket is maintenance and repairs. I decreased that for 2026 to $15,000. Maintenance contract, again, that is Jim and his contract. That's $24,000 a year. Town clerk, last year was $40,800. I am recommending a 3% annual increase. Federal government approved a 3%, so I thought that was adequate. That would bring that up to $41,952. Council compensation, no change. It's $4,800. Moving on to telephone, $1,700, no change. Power, $5,000. Propane, $4,200. That is an increase, but during the working group, we've identified that is the current contract we have with our gas company. Amanda has found some other company that would be cheaper. We're not locked into that yet, so I'm going with this right now. Hopefully that'll be cut in half by the first of the year. Water, no change, $532, and we do a yearly audit for the town, and that is an increase of $3,500. The audit company last year dropped us because they no longer want to do municipalities. So Amanda found a company that does all our audits, which is more in depth, and it protects our town, protects what we do on a daily basis. And so that is an increase of $3,500. Okay, any questions? Next, membership dues. That's all the dues that we have, and I've wrapped it all up. It's not virus protection that falls under something else, but it's our GMA dues, our Pickens County Library fee, which is $200 a year, and other various dues that we have through the year. I just wanted to consolidate it into one. So I increased that to $1,500. We didn't even come close. Advertising, I decreased that because we get advertising in other sections throughout the budget. So I decreased that to $1,000. Office supplies for this building, $1,500, no change. Professional fees, I just increased it for $6,000. Training, that's for the council and myself, Amanda, $2,000. Insurance, we changed insurance company, so that is $7,200 a year. Excuse me. Postage, $200. Awards and recognitions, $3,000. Railroad lease, we pay the railroad $400 a year, no change. Septic services, $1,200, no change. Cleaning services, as stated before, $1,800. A storage unit, we approved a storage unit last year because we're trying to get everything out of the schoolhouse and we don't have the room here. That is accurately $120 a month. Once the fire station moves out of the town hall, we will no longer need that, so shouldn't have that at the end of the year. We'll have adequate storage here. We're creating new line items this year. Computer programming, that's all the Microsoft license and the virus protections that Amanda has. No one else has a computer. That's $300. Miscellaneous, that's for anything that pops up that's not identified. $1,000. Payroll expenses by GMA, we have to outline because we have Amanda's pay going through ADP, so they charge us $44 a month. And then any travel that the council or Amanda or myself do, We just put $100. Okay. One of the things I was explaining to the council is that I wanted to separate the building inspections, which it does fall under the town hall operating budget. But the number is not exact, and you can't predict it every single month. It's not like the phone bill or electricity. So I wanted to show you that in our building inspections, sometimes it's going to cover over a 2-year period because someone might apply for a building inspection in 2024, but don't start the building in 2025. So I asked Amanda to break it down exactly what we had taken in and what we had paid out. So in 2024, the town paid $7,362 in services, but we collected $20,307. In 2025, the town paid out $9,262, and we collected $11,000. Combined what we paid in that 2-year period, we paid $16,625. What we collected was $3,142.86, with a revenue increase of $14,795. Not too bad for the size of this town and the growth, so pretty impressive. But I just wanted to show you that we do monitor that. That is a part of our operating budget, but there's no way to accurately say. What we do, though, the council sees it every single month, what has been paid out for those payments for the inspection fees for Judson that we use. Okay. Any questions? So after going through all those numbers, my projection recommended budget for the town hall operating is $129,852. Next is road maintenance. No change from last year. We've got street lights and power, $4,000. Maintenance and repairs, $1,500. We did use LMA this past year for that. And a new one that we're going to have this year is street supplies. Be various things. That's going to be $1,000. Total for that is $6,500. Yeah, sure. Sanitation services. We have the 2 dumpsters. We did change companies this past year, which decreased. We did have a lot. The reason everybody's fully aware we changed because of all the overages that we had. So now projected it is $7,100. We do separate trash pickup services for JNS. And that is accurately the $3,840 a year, but I just put $4,000. Okay. Total of that is $11,116. Next is park services. Under park services, we have water for $500, power for $2,100, maintenance improvements $3,000, septic services $500, vehicle maintenance $1,500. Fuel costs was what I decreased. We didn't use a lot of fuel. Nowhere did we come close to even 500, but I put 500. And then park supplies, that's new. And tell me again what that is.
Just that stuff makes it easy.
Yeah, all the things to run the restrooms and light bulbs and stuff like that. And I forgot to talk about one of the things that we approved last year was that we completely replaced all the lights, all the ceiling fans, and then we added some improvements in the restrooms as well. So that totals $9,600. Next one is train car support. We have water $600, power $2,200, maintenance and improvements $5,000, septic services $500. Okay. Any questions on that? That totals $8,300. Last one is tourism. Tourism, we have didn't change the Heritage Day Festival. That's $1,000. Remember, we get sponsorships. I used to highlight this differently, and I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to say, hey, if there was any money that the actual town had to use, this would be it because we have sponsors and donors to do that. So we left it at $1,000. Website services, that's no pickings. That's $1,800. That's $450 quarterly. That's to run everything that we do in our meetings and anything that's on social media. Our video services, which is no pickings, that's $100 a meeting. That's $1,200 a year. And then various events. For example, if we do the Easter egg hunt, we buy something for the kids. I decreased it to $1,000. We didn't come close. We try to use the same stuff we use every year. We only, even last year, we only used a couple new things that we did for the children's activities. Okay? So out of all those, I'm sorry, for that budget for tourism, $5,000. If you could,
Do we have a breakdown of what we spent and what we brought in on sponsorship area these days?
yes, you guys are still working on that, right?
Yeah, Amanda's on site.
Yep.
Amanda has it now.
Do you have it on right now?
See, I should please don't want you to send her that. Yeah, go down the street.
So if you just want Heritage Days, so Heritage Days, we brought in $11,833.88. And then we spent $10,726.90, so that left us with about $1,106.98 left over.
So the 11,000, does that include the sponsorships too?
Yes.
So we didn't even have to use 1,000.
Good job.
All right, so without all those sections added up, that total for the operating budget for proposed 2026 is $170,386. If you remember, that's less than the 2025 budget of $173,800. So pretty good. That was a great job, Amanda, looking at things, how we could consolidate things that we don't use. And I will be honest with you, and everybody's seen our budget every month, and at any time, anybody can come in and look at our budget. The numbers that I predicted, we don't come close to those. Some of them are accurate, like the trash pickup and stuff like that. But I just build in there in case there's fluctuation, anything changes, inflation. Costs have risen over the years, and we've done good. With that said, I'll show you a slide. We predict, estimated, because it's not accurate because we still have this month in December. At the end of the year, we'll have $66,000 left in our operating budget with everything that we just went over. So that's fantastic for the size of this town. So, okay, any questions? All right, so one of the great citizens, or one of our business folks 6 months ago, asked if we project our revenue. And so I did last year, but I didn't do it as in depth as I should have. So this year, I sat down with Amanda and I wanted to outline every possible thing that the town of Talking Rock receives in possible revenue. And this is the list of it. I won't go line by line, but this I wanted to show the citizens of everything that the town receives in monies. Obviously, we're leasing out some of our buildings, i.e. the train cars, but we have our tax dollars. We continuously rent out the park. We rent out the town hall. We have our vendor booth rentals for our events. We have Squash and Lost. We have our monthly tax collection. Our building permits, we have alcohol licenses and business licenses, franchise tags, property transfer taxes. We even have mobile home, motor vehicle tax, property tax. Now, unfortunately, it's hard to outline and show you exactly projections, but what we're going to do this year is to identify those monthly, and then at the end of the year, be able to show what we did. But individually, if you wanted to see that, Amanda has those, but I just wanted to show these are the possible revenues. So in a perfect world, I should be able to show you what I want to spend versus what we bring in. And this will be that plate. But we haven't came even close to that. As again, I had stated that we have $66,000 left in this. And so you have to ask yourself with that 66, am I not spending the money like I should? Am I missing something? I don't know. Should we allocate that money somewhere else? I don't know. So I need the citizens to tell me what they think. I just go what is mandatory on the bills that we have and the projects that we need, and I try to balance that all. So my recommendations for 2026 is a 3% pay increase for the town clerk position. Again, that's an overall 1 year of increase of $1,152. My personal opinion, I don't believe that's enough, but by law, I'm following federal guidelines, and 3% was the increase. I would like to move $30,000 from operating budget and move that into our special projects account. Remember, we have 84,000 in there currently, so we'll have over 100,000 at the first of the year. And to remind you, we had 150 last January, and we have 84. So what's my fat math? Less than 60-some thousand. So not too bad. Pretty awesome. Then I would like to move 20,000 from our account into the schoolhouse museum. That will take that over $100,000. With some of the estimates that we've received so far, we're getting close. And this is not just new paint. This is to rebuild the building and make it safe and make it a usable building for the town. So we're getting closer and closer to that, and I'm getting super excited for that. So, and again, as I stated before, based on review of our year-end balance, we'll be at 66,000 at the end of the year. And remember, always in January, we'll post exactly what we made after everything passes in December. Any questions on the recommendations?
Have you considered doing an emergency fund in case of another flood or?
That's never been brought up, but it's a good point. That's possible. So again, as we talked to the working group, it's, I have to allocate, which I did good this year, which I didn't do good the year before, is I have to allocate every single dollar. So I have that $66,000. It's great that you have that money, but I have to show what we're going to do with it, right? So I'm taking 50 of it to move it. So I got 16,000 or 10,000, I'm sorry, left. Maybe we do something like that. But that the council think about that. We'll get more accurate numbers at the end of the year. But yes, anything that we can do to improve the town. And if everybody remembers 4 or 5 years ago when we had that flood, it destroyed this town. It didn't hurt it, it destroyed it. And so the last group of folks that were here, they did a great job of getting that squared away. And you couldn't tell, but it hurt. And Cheryl will attest, they did everything they could to get reimbursements, grants, monies back from the states. And so, yeah, maybe we should look at something emergency, fix quick, because the floodplain has not changed. So we're just buying time. So yeah.
Or another idea, you put in a fund to shore up the creek bank where it keeps washing away.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, that's it. I know it was down and dirty, but that is our proposed budget. So what happens is, after this meeting, it gets posted in the paper. It's going to be on our website. It will be posted on the building. If any citizen wants to review, please just get with Amanda. Work at a time that if you have any questions specifically about any of the accounts or, excuse me, I'm sorry, I apologize, for any of the monies. We'll have the 30 days. Our next meeting is December 11th. We will start a public hearing at 6:30. When that is done, we'll immediately turn into our December council meeting. And then we will vote. And this budget will take effect 1 January 2026. Any questions? Okay. Thank you. I appreciate everybody being patient as we go through it. It's the most important thing that we have to do, managing the town. It's the most important, serious thing that I have to do as mayor. I don't take this responsibility lightly. Thank you very much, Amanda, working with me. I know I drove you crazy the past couple of weeks for this, but I wanted to be as accurate as that we could. I wanted to be good stewardess of our taxpayers and any other money that comes in. And again, always, the bottom line is, what is it that we can do to improve everything possible for the town of Talking Rock? Because that's why we're all here, is to make sure that we're doing the best that we can, right? So I really appreciate everybody, all the businesses, all the volunteers, everybody that comes in and drinks a beer, eats a hamburger, buys a sticker,
No, it's not.
buys a loaf of bread over at Dusty's, makes a mug down at the Pottery. I appreciate everybody that does it. Keep doing it. Keep coming. Keep buying more. Spend more money here. Don't spend it anywhere else. You guys know the splosh was approved for the county, so that'll take effect in January. It is what it is. I won't say good or bad. All I can tell you from that is we're going to get money, right? And that's money's going to come into the town. So I'm always excited about getting money for the town. So again, as it states before, December 11th is our next council meeting, 6:30 for our public hearing. Once that's completed, we'll turn right into our council meeting at 7 o'clock. All right, any other questions? Okay, do I have a motion to end tonight's meeting?
You can motion the internet meeting.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.